Me now. Can anybody hear me? Please let me know if you can hear me. Am I audible? Do I go on? Okay, good morning, everyone. I trust everybody is doing well. I need to know if you can hear me, please. Can you hear me? Can any of you hear me? All right, great. So here is Ajoke Akinola, a creative director of Pleasant J Events, and it gives me great pleasure to come live on this second webinar, themed Breaking into the Event Industry from Passion to Profits. We've actually had privileges of working on several projects, corporate, social events, and we've been in this game for a while, for about 16 years or thereabouts. And it's such a pleasure to come live to share my experience and also bring on board some of our proteges, some of our trainees, one of our trainees rather, to also tell you what, when we say passion to profit, what that means. And I'm going to start with my own personal experience before I call on my guest for today. Beracah Events will be the one, that will be hosting today as well. So I can see your emoji. Thank you for that reaction. It gives me like some encouragement, even as I share my journey with you. Now, I didn't just get here suddenly. It started from somewhere because I knew what I wanted right from the onset, though it wasn't clear. I had a bit of challenges, along the line. I actually started working, in an insurance company, selling policies, going all around the streets of Lagos. And you know what that means? It means that because I'm based on commission, it means that if I don't sell any policy, nothing for me. So I was there for about 6 months, 1 year thereabouts. And at some point, I knew this wasn't God's plan for me, actually. And I kept on, at some point, I sought the face of the Lord. I read inspirational books. And not knowing, unknown to me, I've actually been involved in one committee or the other in church, planning this, planning that. And it dawned on me that, wow, I think I like, and I love what I was doing then in church. And that was how the passion for event management, for designing spaces and beautifying spaces started. It didn't stop there. When I realized what I wanted in terms of passion, in terms of my calling, in terms of event management, in terms of putting spaces, beautifying spaces, and all of that, I went on to seek for knowledge. Now, I'm going to take you through how I went through this. I can remember vividly because of the passion I have for knowledge, because of the passion I have for, getting sure that I'm well skilled and equipped. I went as far as places like Uyo. It wasn't easy, right? Honestly. To even get the fee, for that training, I had to save up for that training. And because usually when trainings like that comes up, there would always be early birds and the real amount. So I always strive to ensure that I don't miss the early bird. And for this, I eventually paid for the early birds. And because it was far off from where I stay, Uyo, that's Akwa Ibom State, I had to go on a night bus. It was very, very tedious. At some point, the vehicle, had issues. It was also a raining season. The roads were bad. So there were a lot of obstacles on my way. But because I knew and I wanted to become better version of myself in this industry, I kept at it. Eventually, that bus got into a ditch and they had to get a towing vehicle, to drag it out. We stepped into the mud and things like that. And eventually we got to the training ground. It was about a week training, and it's had a lot of impact in my design, in my decoration, skills and everything. And I can never forget such an experience. I've also gone as far as going to Abuja, you know, to seek for this knowledge. And it was such an impactful one that it had great impact on my business as we speak. So when we talk about passion, it means it tells a lot of story about how desperate are you to move from the point you are to the next point of your life, of your career, of your skills. So it's also about how much you can give, what sacrifices can you give to ensure that you fulfill purpose. So turning what you love into thriving career takes a lot of passion. And I also want to let you know that even passion is not enough. You also have to take that next step of ensuring that you are well equipped so that you won't get stuck at the end of the day. For you to fulfill purpose, it must start from somewhere. And passion, your passion could be the starting point. Fulfilling purpose and turning that passion to profit means that at the end of the day, it will help you know that yes, you can actually contribute reasonably to other people, to your family, to those that are looking up to you. So it's actually to your advantage at the end of the day. So what is that passion you already have in you? Don't let it just die. You need to fuel the flame. You need to, ignite that passion in you. Ensure that you are not just stuck, or you are not just wondering and just feeling that, you want to have 1001 excuses and feeling that, oh, no, you will procrastinate. But I'm telling you that a lot of people started from that passion and they are taking it higher. And I want to shock you, like burst your bubble, that if you keep procrastinating, you keep having excuses. Excuses are limitless. But if you are ready to ditch your excuses, that is when you find yourself on that other side that you've dreamt of all along, all along. So it's very important that you know what you want. Yes, realize it, fuel your passion, take the necessary steps to ensure that you become a better version of yourself. And today, I'll be talking with one of our hosts. I'll bring her on shortly. But before then, I also want to encourage you that training is something that you cannot go wrong with, that you cannot neglect if you are sure that you want to move from passion to profit. It's so funny that a lot of people will just want the profits, but neglecting the passion and everything in between. It's like a journey. You cannot get to the destination if you don't, go through the process. So your passion, your training, the sacrifices, and the investments you need to make to ensure that you gain this profit is very important. And Pleasant J Academy is actually a training school that grants the necessary skills, open for mentorship, to ensure that we help people move from passion to profit. And we also have a thriving community that help our protege become a better version of themselves. We've had people, in different places, in fact, all over the world, in Canada, in UK, and they are doing well everywhere they are. They actually move from passion to profit. I mean, I got a call a few days ago from one of our protege. I'm going to post a review and her certificates she posted online. She actually tagged us, She said at the time she got to the UK, she had done about 2 events. She called to say thank you. And I was actually impressed. And I said, wow, just a little thing has actually turned to profit for her. And in few weeks, she'll also be planning another event. So I need you not to look down on yourself And just as the Bible says, never forget or neglect the days of little beginning. So it is important that you know that you can actually start from where you are. If you are ready to put in the sacrifices, if you are ready to put in the investment, and you would definitely gain at the end of the day. Now, I'll be inviting our guests, Beracah event. Beracah event is a former trainee at Pleasant J Academy. Now, she is an event entrepreneur and a clear example of passion to profit. When we are talking of passion to profit, I'm just going to say a few words about her before she comes in. Beracah Events, Esther Baale is the creative director of Beracah Events. She's presently in Lagos. She holds degrees in communication arts and business management with over 5 years in event management. And since founding Beracah Events in 2019, she has earned multiple awards nominations, including SME 100 Africans Under 25 and Rising Award of BRPI in 2024. Through Beracah Business Academy, she has trained over 200 plus individuals in event decoration and management. Beyond events, Esther volunteers in education and healthcare, and she's passionate about crafting, counseling, and empowering others. And she's married with a daughter. Now, make welcome Esther Baale of Beracah Events. She'll be joining me shortly. Beracah Events. She'll be joining me shortly, but before then, what? Beracah Events. You need to call her so that she can join us now. But before she joins in, I want you to drop comments if you have questions, if you have some challenges. Let's tackle that. Okay, if you have any questions. Yeah, yes, I can get some feedback. Yes, passion isn't enough. Take the next step to get equipped. Passion could be the starting point into fulfilling purpose. Yes, at Pleasant J Events, we help your passion and investment and translate them to profit. Exactly. That is what we do exactly at Pleasant J Events. So while we are still waiting for our guests, drop your question, drop your comments in the comment section below. Yes, I'll be, more than glad to attend to every comment and every question. Drop your questions, drop your comments. All right? Okay, when we talk about passion could be like a starting point. Already, you know that you cannot do anything reasonably or profitable if you don't like or love or very much interested in that craft. So that is what we call passion. And like I mentioned, it's like gravitates into you, putting your best foot forward, ensuring that you deliver as expected, you deliver beyond clients' expectations. So from passion, you learn the skill. From passion, you make the necessary investment. From passion, it leads you to profit. The beauty of this event industry is that it is very, very, very lucrative. No matter how saturated it may be, you need to have the right brand positioning to ensure that you you actually get the profit we're talking about. So the brand positioning, right positioning will help clients, will help you attract the right clients and also deliver beyond their expectations. Oh, okay. All right. I've got one question here. How do I monetize my passion in a location that does not favor event management? More like a what? A rural or a remote area. Now, first of all, location, you might be in a remote area, but your service is not actually meant for those in that area. What I just mentioned about the right positioning, brand positioning, that means you need to identify the type of people that your craft is meant for. Where are they? We already know that they are not in your remote area. Now you need to identify where they are. Maybe they are in the eyebrow area. Now you need to know, how do you now take this your gospel, so-called gospel, to them? How can they find you? You need to be visible. Now there's what we call personal customer personnel, like getting to know who your ideal customer is. Now, it is important for you to know the age range, their locality, how much they earn, what their interests are. You need to know, to study them, so that whatever message you are sending to them would align to their needs. And remember that the needs you provide for them also will ensure that, will also help you know whether they would recommend you the next time. So identify the right audience for you. After identifying them, you must meet their needs, understand their pain points, and meet their needs. Afterwards, you can, explore and ensure that you deliver value beyond their expectations. So you being in a remote area doesn't mean you have to remain there. Your business has to remain there. No. One thing about event management is we've had opportunity, to plan events for those outside my city. For your information, I'm presently in Ibadan. But you must know where your customers are, so you can go as far as delivering that service for them, whether close to you or far off from where you are. Another question I saw there is, what are the challenges you've once faced in the journey that can move the upcoming ones not to give up? Now, one thing about this is you need to be sure of yourself. Are you ready for this? It is very important you know that there are challenges in life, and you must be sure that this is like on the long run. You want to have it on the long run. Some of the challenges could be that you don't have the right resources yet. Some of the challenges could be that you don't have the right skill. Now, if you don't have the right skill, you already know it's training. If you don't have the right resources, you need to look inward. How can you be valuable? What are the values you have that you can put out there that can generate some funds so that you can start up from there? So it is important that you recognize that. And some of the challenges I've faced, just as I mentioned, is that you need to be sure that you are ready to go, the long haul at the end of the day. I think my guest is here. All right. Welcome, Beracah. We've been waiting for you. Okay, she's off again. Okay. Beracah, are you here? Can you hear me? All right. Okay, so definitely challenges will come. Just ensure that those challenges will not weigh you down. We've had challenges where clients would decline at some point that, oh, they want to change some things. And that is the reason why we have a contract in mind. You know, we have a contract as part of the planning process so that nobody messes up with your work or with your skill, with your job. It is important that you put things right to ensure that at the end of the day, everyone I mean, everything, all loose ends are well taken care of. Beracah, can you hear me? I think I can see you now. All right. Can you hear me? Can you please drop a message for her? We're glad to have you, Beracah. Can you hear me? Is she audible yet? Please, audience, if you can hear our guests, please drop in the comment section if you can hear our guests. Our guest is here, but we're trying to fix the audio. I can see her here. So I just need her to do, the talking so that you see a practical example of how to break into the event industry, a story of passion to profit. Can our guest hear us? I can't hear you from this end. Okay. While trying to fix that, now, if you have more questions, let's drop them. Okay, and thank you for all the beautiful comments that you've dropped. Thank you so much. Thank you. I can see the love. Thank you so much. Okay. Our guest is here. Okay, she's still there. Okay. All right. All right, the importance of passion to profit. It's the importance is that for you to actually earn the profit, remember that passion is not enough. Just as I mentioned earlier, it takes a lot of sacrifices, it takes a lot of commitment, determination, investment to ensure that you earn the profit. And staying consistent in your craft, owning your skill continuously is also very important. because the industry is such a trendy one, that moves with trends. What was done 2 years ago might not be as relevant as what it is now. So you must stay on top of your game by, uh, doing a lot of research, getting on courses, getting on mentorship programs, and ensuring that whatever you learn, you practicalize them. It's one thing to learn, it's another thing for you to act on those things you've learned. So it's way beyond just learning. You also need to be ready to put those learning into action. You always learn, correct yourself, and also become a better version of yourself along the line. I can't wait to have a guest on board. I guess she's having a bit of technical issue, and we'll have her join us in no time. All right. Okay, so while the technical teams are sorting that out, I'll keep on. So drop your questions if you are live with us, and let's tackle the questions. Okay, how desperate are you to move from where you are to the next stage of your life? Nothing comes easy. The gold will not fall on your laps. Like, it is not always bed of roses. You must be ready. How desperate, how much of that tenacity do you have to ensure that you go for what you want? That is very important. I need us to hear from our guests, for her to share also our personal experiences, the passion, the how she broke into the events industry. When we talk about passion to profit, it's important. All right, all right, all right, all right. Okay. Okay, another thing I also need to let you know, as you move on in the event industry, or perhaps any other industry you may belong to, or you are interested in, breaking into the event industry, you must also know that business in itself is spiritual. You must have, communication with God, be close to God. There had been instances where uh, they bring some jobs that we'll reject because it doesn't align with our faith, with our standing. So those are some of the things you must also be comfortable with. You must resolve even before you start getting the jobs in. You know what to accept, what not to accept. It's not every job that you will do, that you must do. So that's also you must keep in mind. So when you start having customers here and there, you must align the right customers and the right job you need to do. So these are some of the challenges also you will face. Beracah is here. Can you hear me? Beracah is here again. These are some of the challenges we have when we talk about virtual, but of course, we'll overcome it. Overcoming is sure, definitely. That is sure. Can we hear Beracah? Beracah event is here. Can you hear? Our screen is blank. You need to refresh this system. It's just rolling. It's my phone that is. Okay, she's here again. We need to get this audio. Okay, what drives your passion? What drives your passion for profit? These are all everything we've been talking about, all this while. Passion to profits. Profits will not just land on your laps. You've got to work for it. There are some sacrifices you need to make. Uh, Sleepless nights. Many times, some of our jobs will be overnight. Some will run for days. Sleepless nights. Staying out of your, comfort zone. Ensuring that the client is satisfied is paramount. We can see her. Yes, we can see her. Great, we can see her. But I need Beracah to tell me if she can hear me. Can Beracah hear me? Can Beracah hear me? Can Beracah hear me? We must hear Beracah events. Can everyone still hear me?